Good morning. Everybody hear me okay? Okay, to my team, another great Monday. To our guests, welcome to MHI Canada Aerospace. Love having you here today with us this morning. We are very pleased to have you here today and share some great news about investment, job creation, and growth potential, not only for MHICA, but for our many supply chain partners in Ontario that benefit from today's news. I want to welcome a man who is no stranger to MHICA, the Minister of Economic Growth and Development of Ontario, the Honourable Brad Dugan. It's also a great pleasure to also have another minister here with us today, real important guy. He's the Ontario Minister of Finance, the Honourable Charles Souza. Other distinguished guests that have joined us this morning, our wonderful Mayor of Mississauga and frequent visitor, Her Worship Bonnie Crombie. Provincial MPP, Mississauga, Brampton South, Ms. Amrit Mangat. Executive Director of Ontario Aerospace Council is with us today, Moira Harvey. Moira, where are you? And we've got CEO of Mississauga Board of Trade, my friend David Wojcik is here today. Brad Butt is also here from the Board of Trade. Brad, saw you earlier. There he is. So thank you all for coming. Canada's pivotal role in aerospace industry began here in Malton, Ontario in 1938 with the introduction of National Steel Car located at the now Pearson International Airport. Through the years, we've seen major aerostructures company come and go in Malton: National Steel Car, Victory Aircraft, Aviro Canada Limited, which designed and produced the CF-105 Aero supersonic fighter. When the Aero was cancelled in 1959, the course of aerospace history in Canada had changed. It wasn't until 1963 that the opportunity to manufacture aircraft components for Douglas aircraft brought new life to the aerospace industry. De Havilland Aircraft of Canada entered into a joint venture with Douglas to manufacture wings and tails assemblies for the DC-9 jetliner. Douglas Aircraft of Canada was formed in 1965, and in 1968 the company purchased de Havilland buildings and surrounding property. In 1981, the de Havilland facilities became known as McDonnell Douglas Canada. In 1997, the plant became Boeing Toronto Limited after the merger with McDonnell Douglas and Boeing. As Boeing Toronto, it was the sole provider of 717 wings and complemented with other Boeing work packages. With the eventual termination of the 717 program in 2005, Boeing closed down that operation, and that was pretty much the end of the heritage of aerospace in Mississauga. Anyone familiar with the former Cabinet Minister David Emerson's report on aerospace in 2012? If you're not, I want to read a few quotes from this report. The aerospace manufacturing industry has a small set of very large players, with the top 19 firms representing 87% of sales. In fact, Bombardier alone represents about 37% of sales. The globalization of supply chains has reduced the average Canadian companies once enjoyed as a result of geographic proximity to Boeing and Bombardier. Today, we can now include Airbus. Canada's recognized aerospace prowess, unique position between the United States and Europe, stable business climate, and respect to diversity has enabled it to attract significant direct investment by major foreign-owned companies. Last quote, Canada will lose position as aerospace power without investment, Emerson report warns. Well, I'd like to say today that MHI, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, has made a significant investment in Ontario and has answered the call without ever reading the Emerson report. They have positioned MHI Canada Aerospace Ontario and Canada for future innovation and growth. With an initial $50 million investment MHI made in 2012 to establish our operation here in this facility to take on the largest ever work package on-load from an Asian country to Canada. MHI this past year made another $36 million investment to help us grow again and make us stronger competitors. We have grown our workforce from just over 300 jobs, which most of those were contract positions in 2013, to over 700 highly skilled full-time jobs in Mississauga. We've built up a supply chain in Ontario that has created even more jobs than ourselves, now providing all the parts that go into all the products that we assemble here. We could never do what we do without strong relationships and support from industry, from academia, and our government. I'm so pleased today to welcome Minister Dugan to talk about how Ontario recognizes the great work that our team is doing, recognizes the important role MHICA plays for growth within our industry and creating jobs for Ontarians. He has an announcement for us now. The Honourable Brad Dugan.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mike. I'll have a little more to say about you in a minute. Hey, there's a little spider on the podium. Was it bad luck to kill a spider? It's not going to rain, is it? I've never had that happen before. Lucky I'm not afraid of spiders, or I might have ran off somewhere. I'm delighted to be with you this morning, and you know, I want to start off by saying, and I had met with a number of you, and I did a tour, and I went through the lunchroom, and I saw many of you riveted watching CNN this morning, as I was. We can't be here today without forgetting about what we experienced when we woke up this morning. And of course, I'm talking about the tragedy at the Jason Aldean concert in Las Vegas. And when I see that, and far too often now we wake up to that kind of news on the TV, and I think together we've got to make sure that we don't let it affect our dynamic and our love for life. In fact, when these kinds of tragedies occur, I can't help but think that it's a time for us to really think about what's important to us and to think about our loved ones and the relationships that we have with them, but also to think about our work partners and our workmates and the work that we do, because we spend a lot of time in the workplace. And it's so important, in my view, that we cherish every moment that we have, because life is all too precious. And if you can work in a workplace like this, a welcoming environment, a diverse environment, an environment where everybody works together, where everybody cares about each other, it's a significant privilege. So on a day like this, I hope that you cherish as well what you have here, and that every minute of every day that you work here is important to you and to your family and to the future of this industry. So I say that because that's what's on my mind today, and it may well be on your mind, and it is a tragedy, but let it not be a cloud over today's events. Thank you. And I'm joined today by a couple of my favorite colleagues, Emery Mangat, a huge champion of this investment and a huge champion. Give her another round of applause. And of course, our Minister of Finance, Charles Souza. I kept my earphones with me because I know Charles has the biggest booming voice in politics, his radio voice, for those of you that have heard me. So I may just need these a little bit later when Charles speaks. Not that I don't want to hear what he has to say, but it is a big booming voice. And of course, my favorite mayor, Mayor Bonnie Crombie. I've spent many hours overseas with Mayor Crombie, who works so hard on your behalf, and I believe you're just probably suffering from jet lag today. You're just back from Japan. Thank you for your dedication, and thanks for weathering through your jet lag this morning to join us. And I don't want to speak for too long because Scott whispered in my ear he's a little worried that we're going to lose a centrifuge assembly timing here, and I don't want me or my colleagues to be responsible for that. So don't worry, Scott. We'll get on with this, and we'll get these folks back to work. I'm delighted to be here. I'm always delighted to be here, and you know I get jacked up when I come to this facility, and I don't say that everywhere I go. I'm thrilled to be here because I believe that MHI Aerospace Canada represents the future of not only our aerospace sector, but our advanced manufacturing sector here in Ontario. What makes MHI so globally competitive? What makes MHI stand out in a huge sea of competition globally? Frankly, is the skill, talent, and passion of the people who work here. Now, Mike McCarthy has been telling me that for many, many years. And I just want to thank and commend Mike and his entire management team that he has built up here. He has built something special here at MHI Ontario. He really has. Mike, on behalf of the people of Ontario, on behalf of our entire province, on behalf of the aerospace sector, but well beyond, thank you for being an incredible industrial champion, a visionary when we really needed it to make all of this happen. Mike, we're with you in your fight. We'll be with you every step of the way, and we're looking forward to you getting back on the job when you're ready. I love you like a brother. We're all with you, my friend. You know, I've been privileged to serve as Minister of Economic Development for the province of Ontario for the say this, and more will tell you. I've always been known as a champion of this industry because it's an industry I believe that very much represents our economic future. We should all be proud that Ontario is seen to have one of the world's most innovative and fastest growing aerospace sectors anywhere in the world today. And one of the things that I love about this industry is the full commitment of our companies to cutting-edge, leading technology innovation. We take a back seat in Ontario to nobody. At the same time, aerospace is very much an order-driven industry. And when markets fluctuate, it impacts us all. We're determined to keep growing this important sector in Ontario. And we're determined to stand with our aerospace partners when orders are booming and when they fluctuate, because we know that's the nature of the industry. That's why since 2006, Ontario has provided more than $135 million in support to our aerospace companies. And we've received more than a good rate of return on that. That's leveraged $1.2 billion of investment in this industry and supported over 2,000 jobs. We all know, you can clap for that because that's something we're doing together. And we all know that this MHI advanced manufacturing plant that we stand in here today is second to none. And we all know that the future for MHI here in Ontario is extremely bright. At the same time, the challenges of key anchor tenants in our aerospace ecosystem, like Bombardier, have created challenges for our aerospace supply chain in this province. I want to thank Mitsubishi Heavy Industries for maintaining their commitment to Ontario despite these challenges. That's what I call a model corporate partner. That's what I call true partnership. And that's why I'm so happy today to be able to say that in recognition of MHI's ongoing commitment to Ontario, we too will step up to help. When Ontario partners with a corporate leader, we target our investments primarily to companies who are determined to enhance productivity, bolster innovation, and grow their exports. MHI is a shining example of just such a partner. And so, alongside with my great colleagues here today, it gives me a great honor to be able to announce that Ontario will be investing $4.9 million through our Jobs and Prosperity Fund to help MHI excel and grow here in Ontario. Now, this funding will go towards new state-of-the-art equipment, and when I come here, I don't think there's any other type. All I see is state-of-the-art equipment everywhere. Upgrading this 246,000 square foot facility and training the already world-class staff that we have here. That is a good investment on behalf of the people of Ontario. This investment will help MHI independently support the Bombardier Global 5000, 6000 program currently undertaken by MHI. This investment in some ways serves as a marker of gratitude to MHI for transferring work from Japan to Ontario to keep this plant moving forward. It will help improve productivity and boost competitiveness. It will help this plant stay at the forefront of the industry. MHI will also invest a further $36 million to create 90 new high-value jobs and retain the over 700 now. My numbers are already outdated, Mike. 700 now employees that work here. This is a great example of what can be done when government and industry work together in partnership. Congratulations to the entire MHI team here, and congratulations those back in Japan. Thank you for the great work you do. Thank you for your confidence in Ontario. Thank you for driving our aerospace sector forward, and thank you for the great impact that you have in Ontario's economy every single day. Thank you all so very, very much.
That was incredible. Thank you very much, Brad. Appreciate it very, very, very much. Emrit, I think you are going to introduce our next guest. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, everyone. And I can see that everyone, when I look around this room, is full of excitement. MHI team, our mayor, and president of Mississauga Board of Trade, David Wojcik. And there is every reason for that excitement. And thank you very much, Minister, for delivering this great news to Mississauga that we are partnering with MHI Canada Aerospace. That will not only create new jobs, but will also protect and retain the existing ones. It's really, really a great news for Mississauga. And yes. I have been asked to introduce our Minister of Finance, and I have been given only 1 minute. Oh my gosh, you can't even compose your thoughts in 1 minute, right? And who doesn't know Charles Souza, a Minister of Finance, and he's also a MPP for Mississauga South. We all know who he is. He doesn't need any introduction. List of his accomplishments is so long that I can spend all day talking about his accomplishments. But the good thing is, he's from Mississauga. I have more time to bug him. Give us more money. We need more money. And every time he knows we meet in the hall, what I'm going to say, Charles, we need more money. Thank you, Charles, for bringing basket full of goodies to Mississauga. But I'm little greedy. I need a bigger basket full of goodies for this part of the world. As you can see today, that this is the center of the universe. This is joking aside, but Charles always apply a lens of fairness and equity when he has to give money throughout the province. He's the minister who works very hard day in, day out to build a fair and stronger Ontario. Please join me in welcoming Minister of Finance, Charles Souza.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for not wearing your earplugs, Brad and company. Mike, I'm not really certain what you guys do around here, but I see a lot of slackers today. This is what you guys do every morning, I see. Her worship just came from Japan, working hard for us and ensuring that more investment comes to our city and to our community. So, Bonnie, thank you. Mayor Crombie, for what you do. Amrit, thank you for not asking for too much more money today. Brad's asked for enough. But I got to tell you, the money that is being asked by the communities and by industry, by business, is well invested. I am so proud of the tremendous amount of work that our new industries, our advanced manufacturing, are doing, the likes of this organization. I can't say enough about how proud I am this morning to be here at MHI Canada Aerospace. And as mentioned, as Finance Minister, as MPP for Mississauga, I can speak firsthand of the positive impact that MHI Canada Aerospace has done both for our local and our provincial economies. And during the global recession, we implemented a strategic plan to really build up Ontario. And not only regain the jobs that we lost during the recession, but to do even more. And we knew that to succeed in today's modern economy, we couldn't just try to bring back those jobs of the past. So we targeted industries of the future, like information technology, like fintech, artificial intelligence, advanced manufacturing, agri-food processing, and of course, aerospace. And we made sure that Ontario had that diverse economy to weather these economic shocks so that we can do even more. But in order to do that, we needed skilled workforce to fulfill those new jobs so we can all prosper in the new economy. That meant ensuring that we had the best education system right from early years onward. That meant reducing barriers, for example, in post-secondary education, so that all Ontario kids had the opportunity to succeed. And I'm proud to say that this year alone, over 210,000 students across Ontario are attending colleges and universities across the province with free tuition. We must focus on getting the skills we need to get those jobs of tomorrow. The result is that we lead, and we are leading, in foreign direct investment. Ontario has been the top destination for FDI, beating out California, New York, and Texas many times over for the past 4 years. It's about ensuring that we diversify our economy so that yet alone we can not only focus on those jobs that we need right now, but 750,000 net new jobs have come to this province since the recession. We regained all those that we lost, plus 700,000 plus more. 750 jobs here alone. And in talking to Mike, we look forward to seeing you guys swell over 1,000. The plan to grow the economy is working because of you. And as Minister Dugan had just said, those new jobs being created in this province are high-paying and they're in high-growth areas, like that created by MHI Aerospace Canada. It is you, frankly, that are growing the economy. For the past 3 years, our economy has grown faster than the rest of Canada, faster than the G7 countries. More and more, we can feel some of the results of that economic growth throughout the province, and of course, right here in Mississauga, with cranes everywhere, building new facilities, building Ontario. So I thank you. I thank you all for being here, for coming. And to Mike and Scott and the finance guy who I met just earlier today, I love the wings. Gotta love those wings. Beautiful aircrafts. Now the fuselage. Now get together and make those engines, and let's do the whole damn thing right here. Thank you, everybody. You guys are making it happen. I'm proud of all of you. All the best.
That was great. Thank you very much, Charles. I appreciate that very much. Okay, next speaker, very pleased to sit next to and have her presence with us here again today. Her worship, Bonnie Crombie, Mayor of Mississauga.
So konnichiwa, good morning everyone, hot off the plane. And on behalf of the City of Mississauga and the members of my council, I am really excited to be here with this incredible team from MHI Canada Aerospace for today's provincial funding announcement. Let me of course single out your president, Mike McCarthy, our friend, your leader, Malton boy, okay? And of course, Scott Tracy, his successor. We're proud of him too. He's going to do great. I'm always so pleased when Minister Brad Dugan, who's a dear friend, as you've heard, we've done a lot of traveling together, comes to town with Mr. Moneybags over here, our Minister of Finance, our own hometown boy. It's always great news when they team up and come to town for a big announcement. So I'm very pleased that they chose us today. Thank you very much, ministers, and Amrit, who is a great advocate for her riding, of which you were located here today. So it's always a great day. The funding is going to be used for new equipment, upgrading current facility, and of course, creating new jobs. So you've all heard that I'm hot off the plane from Japan. Yes, late last night I came in. And of course, it makes sense for me to spend a lot of time in Japan. Canada has 300 Japanese companies. Ontario has 200 of those, but Mississauga has 100 of them, right? So of course, and you will soon learn that will be 101. So I'm very pleased about that. And we've got a lot of other leads as well. And I went to Japan, to Tokyo, for the Aeromark conference, of course, because aerospace is such an important sector for us. We are the second largest aerospace cluster by employment in Canada. Of course, we've got the country's largest airport right here as well. We have over 330 companies in aerospace and over 22,000 employees working. So of course it makes a lot of sense for me to spend some time in Japan, and I gave a big speech at the Aeromark conference. But most importantly, in our material, in our video, we featured none other than MHICA and Mike McCarthy, who is an incredible ambassador. He's an incredible ambassador, not only for the sector, the industry, but for our city as well. So I want to thank you, Mike, for appearing in the video and promoting Mississauga as a great place to do business. We're very pleased. Now, this time was a very special time for me. I had the opportunity to go to Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in Japan. I met with Hiroshi-san, who I'm sure many of you know, yes. And I had a very privileged behind-the-scenes tour of, oh yes, your rocket launch assembly line. Can you believe it? It was fantastic. I felt like I was at NASA. Very, very, very impressive. Very impressive indeed. And I must share with you as well, since we're among friends, I had a little dinner with Mr. Niwa-san as well. So we had a great time with your team. They treated me like family. I'm very pleased. I'm very honored to have your business here. And I went and told them how grateful we were to host MHICA right here in Mississauga. And anytime you want to grow or expand or you need us at City Hall, we're there for you. So we have a great relationship. And I just wanted to be sure that they understood how appreciative we are here in Mississauga, that you're all here and we're working together and creating jobs and building this business. So thank you to all of you as well. Just say that Mississauga is very proud that MHICA has chosen to expand here in Mississauga to build connections and also to help our local youth development with important skills training and well-paying jobs. The apprenticeship program that we launched a few months ago is going above and beyond in helping young people realize their aspirations and helping them build a better life. We also launched a Mayor's Youth Speaker Series, and next month, in November, we have the Mayor's Youth Employment Expo to help build networks and create connections between talented youth in search of employment and connecting them with local employment opportunities. And I know that MHICA will be there as well. It will be held on November 19th. We will hold the second Mayor's Youth Employment Expo from 1 to 4 right at City Hall. So we're very excited about that. If you know of youth looking for employment, or other employers looking to hire, you know how to connect them. That'll be through my office. They can just look up youthjobexpo.ca, and I encourage you to share that information with your young people, your daughters, sons, and neighbors. Please be sure that they know. Last year we attracted 1,300 youth and 70 organizations, and I know that this year is going to be bigger and better than ever. MHICA's Structural Airplane Apprenticeship Program is also, we announced that a couple months ago, a life-changing opportunity for young people to gain those very in-demand skills and of advanced training and full-time jobs. In Mississauga, we mean business, folks, when it comes to helping the aerospace industry. Companies invest, expand, and remain ahead of the competition. I already told you this, we're the second largest aerospace cluster by employment. So put simply, our youth cannot let these opportunities pass them by in such an important industry cluster right here at our home. Today's youth are tomorrow's leaders, and there are many more things that are more important than helping them achieve their dreams through hard work, determination, and creativity. So through our combined efforts, we're going to help our youth unlock their potential as we implement solutions to empower our youth through employment opportunities. Congratulations on the announcement. Thank you, MHICA. It's always an honor to be here with you. Thank you again to everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor Crombie. Really appreciate that, she just flew in last night and she wanted to be here today with no notice virtually, so amazing, thank you. Okay, with me today I have two employees here up on the stage that recently joined us at MHICA. Malika Javidpour and Giovanni Amel are both direct benefactors on this investment, as are there some in the crowd. So, I can't have you all up today, but we have these two up here today because it talks about the investment and talks about our continued quest to grow technical talent and become self-sufficient here in Ontario and in Canada. They would both like to speak to us today about this. So, without further ado, Malika? Giovanni? Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Malika.
I'm Giovanni. Malika and I were both recent engineering graduates. And as you may know, we joined MHICA to begin our careers a few weeks ago. As many other graduates out there, we are very eager to tackle challenges and opportunities. And for us as engineers, there's not many industries as challenging and rewarding as the aerospace industry. And I'm sure that's the same case for you guys. You can feel the same way. At MHICA, we've been given the opportunity to work among really talented people and people who have the talent, the drive, and the experience that makes this place a great company to come into every single day. So thank you for that, and thank you to everyone who made that possible for us to be here.
We are extremely grateful to work for such a respectful company that has built such an amazing reputation. The culture at MHICA is incredible. Everyone is very helpful and passionate about delivering quality products to our customers. There's a great team of young engineers here that share the same vision to be the best aerospace, Tier 1 aerospace company in Canada. Again, we are thankful for the opportunity of being part of this wonderful team. And thank you for allowing us to speak today and sharing our experience.
Okay, thank you both so much. So, in closing, I'd just like to say that this has been an incredible journey here. I'm so proud of my team here at MHICA for all their hard work and great success. You guys have done this. On behalf of my team, our new president, Scott Tracy, the leadership team, and everyone here, I'd like to thank our partners and great support we are receiving from Ontario, Minister Dugan, Mr. Souza, and your teams. I know everybody since about last April, have been working tirelessly to try to get all this all done, and here we are today, and this is a milestone. So thank you so much. I'm going to steal a little bit of a quote that I heard from Minister Dugan a little while ago, and I'm going to say today that I'm grateful to have become the gem in your backyard. The future of Ontario Aerospace is bright, and we are so thrilled to play a major role in it. Thank you. So this concludes today's event. We're available for any questions now. Should have anybody have some for any of us? After? Photo op? Okay, thank you all so much.